So our main topic of this video today is how long does it really take to go out and take 1,000 cuttings, get them into their totes the way we root them in total time. So in total time. So if you're going to grow 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 plants per year, how much time do you need to invest to get those started each year? So we take cuttings in the winter, so this is end of winter now, and we're doing hardwood cuttings, and then we also do a lot of cuttings at the late spring. After all the new growth is hardened off a little bit, we go around and take a lot of cuttings then, root those as well. So we have 2 opportunities per year to create new plants from cuttings. So how long does it take? Follow along, here we go. So to prepare and stick 1,000 cuttings, you're first going to have to get whatever you're going to put them into ready. So, you know, we use these totes, and we have a couple videos on propagating cuttings in totes. You can look through our other videos. But to go ahead and get enough ready to do 1,000 cuttings, I've got some here that'll hold 100, some that may hold 200 or 300. So I've got about enough ready here, all set up to do 1,000 cuttings. I use my mix of basically perlite and sphagnum peat moss, or just some humus is fine to hold some moisture around the plant stem. I've got my totes, I've got my holes in, and again you can go to one of our other videos to see exactly how we prepare these. And so I'm going to say it took me let's say 2 hours to get these all ready, get them loaded with the rooting mix that we use. Buying, let's say I had to go buy them, and Martha actually found that one of our local thrift stores, she loves to go to thrift stores, people bring a lot of donations in these clear totes and they sell them. So instead of spending like I don't know, $15 for these large ones, she's getting them each for $5 a piece, which is amazing. So she's going to keep getting them because we use them quite a bit. Some of them actually crack in the cold from time to time, so we do go through them a little bit. And so that was a great find. So keep that in mind if you're looking to keep expenses down. Check your thrift stores for these totes. So about 2 hours to either go out and buy these, find these, pull them up from your shed or whatever, load them up, and now you've got 2 hours into this project. All right, your next step is going to be gathering your cuttings. Now we're going to do that from 3 different places, and we've done videos before on getting plants for free. We go around our property, we go through our nursery and trim things back that we need to prune so that they'll branch. We have to make those cuttings anyway, so we'll make some of those in the winter. And the third place is that we do go to a couple friends in our church and gather up quite a number of cuttings. We're going to do that again this year because it's nice over the winter to do it, and then it'll be a little less trimming to do for people later on because we've already started trimming for them. So those 3 sources, you got to gather up your cuttings, and I'm going to say to gather 1,000 cuttings is going to take you between 4 and 6 hours, and that is a big piece of the project. Each 100 then thereafter to prep them, use your root hormone on them, and stick them is probably going to take you about 1 hour per 100, maybe a little bit faster. So after you've been doing it for a long time, working through these trays of cuttings goes pretty quickly. As I said, about an hour per 100 is probably a pretty fair number, although some of them take less prep and move along a little faster. These are Andromedas that I'm doing here, and this tote's going to hold about 150 to 200 total cuttings, and I'm sure I'll do it in less than an hour. We have made a lot of propagation videos in the past about hardwood cuttings, and just a little tip, you know, it takes longer, I think, for the plants to root and establish. You probably won't plant these up into pots until sometime like next fall, or maybe August, September. And so I'd like to make them kind of big. There's a lot of power in the stems of these, and while they'll take a while to root, they'll become a little bit larger and more established faster if you use a larger cutting. So I don't mind getting into what I would say is about 2-year-old wood. And making yourself like a couple of multi-stem size cuttings, and I do smaller ones too, but this makes for really a pretty large cutting that's almost a year bigger than a softwood cutting would be using the hardwood, because you can use a larger piece of the plant. You could be multi-stem already, and you're well along your way to, making a larger plant sooner. So I've moved quite a number of plants down here to this area and spread them out quite a bit. At the same time, also spreading out the area that I took them from. So I've gone ahead and gone through and taken some cuttings from the plants that'll stay in their old location. I'm going to run through these and take cuttings just to give these guys a little more shape, so they'll fill out a little bit more. The green giant arborvitaes really don't branch from where you cut them, but opening them up and removing some of the outer branches that are shading other areas of the plant help it to fill out. And these, of course, will kind of grow towards the sun, which is this way. So we do also periodically come and turn these, maybe a couple times a year, and that helps them grow straighter and fuller, which is very important. So I'll run through all these. I already took at least 100 cuttings up top, and then in this area I'll get probably about another 100 cuttings for a total of about 200. And if I can try to show you what I'm cutting, you'll see that this plant's kind of full on one side and not so much on the other. This side is branched way out, and so I'm just going to cut right there, and I'm going to cut right there, and I'm going to get 2 or 3 cuttings from this plant, and that little bit is just enough to keep it growing full and straight, and I just keep running through them. Cutting back any really large branches that are misshapen or making the plant look misshapen. And a note, I never cut the leader of the plant, this very top piece, which is called the leader. Here's a really good example. You don't want to cut the leader on most plants because it might branch out then up at that spot, and you end up with kind of a bulbous shape up top, which is certainly not desirable. So I'll continue through all these, and then I'll show you all my cuttings at the end. So we've mentioned many times that you can begin your plant build-up by getting some cuttings from friends, neighbors, church. So here's my about 1 hour activity of gathering some cuttings at our church. And I've got some variegated andromedas. I have some kind of globe-shaped arborvitaes. I've got some ilex or holly, and I've got quite a bit of these gold mops here. They root really easily, and we've been building up a good supply of those. It's going to take you a good 2-3 years to build up a good supply of good sized plants, and then you're going to want to save some of those and let them really grow out, probably in your yard or out in the nursery someplace, probably in the ground, so that you have large mature plants in the future to take your own cuttings from. That's part of the way that you build up a good plant supply. And then here's a group of white Kusa dogwoods. These just look like sticks, and in fact they are, and there's about 50 there, and given that we sell 40-50 of these a year, that's a good amount to root to keep you going into the future. and then again always saving some back to have cuttings from. But I took these from cuttings of plants, trees that we're going to sell this year. I just gave them a quick pruning and produced a bunch of cuttings and shaped the tree at the same time. So again, just to repeat, it doesn't hurt to try to think in terms of what your plant's going to look like after it roots. So if you take a cutting like this is the holly or the ilex, and I'm going to remove all these lower branches. These are the places where the roots can occur. And then give your top a little trim. In the hope that where those cuts were made, that the plant's going to branch out from those, and you get a nice full plant to start from, without having to do that later, because you're going to have to prune almost everything you root to get it to branch out. So I like that cutting better than a lot, because I've already nipped all these and I believe they'll branch out, and they will, and you'll have yourself a nice small dense little plant of which you continue to prune. Take cuttings, you can root those as well, and create a nice full plant. So when it's a couple feet tall, it's full, not sparse, not leggy. So that's a little tip. So you are going to kind of shape these right from the beginning, right as rooted cuttings, to make the best plants you can. Okay, I'm going to wrap up. I've got almost 1,000 cuttings done. I'm going to do 2 or 3 more totes, but I have in 8 totes between 950 and 1,000 cuttings. And my total time was about 12 hours for this project. I broke it up into 3 segments. I was not working a straight 2 days or anything like that. It was over 2 weekends in the middle of the winter. Sometimes kind of cold, so you go out for 2 or 3 hours and maybe you've had enough. I've got an assortment of totes, and I even have one bin that's wide open. It's got holes in the bottom, and I'm going to keep that moist and watch it. I'm going to do a couple more of those, and they're an experiment. We've had some difficulty trying to root cherry laurels or skip laurels, and I don't know why, but it's a little too humid in the totes, at least for softwood cuttings. Maybe hardwood would be okay. I'm going to try some of those. We're trying to keep experimenting all the time, and we really do want to be able to propagate our own cherry laurels because they're a good seller. So that kind of wraps it up. 12 hours, over 1,000 plants should be done in 12 hours. Gives you a little margin of error, so that if you lose 10 or 20%, you'll be all right. And then we'll do this again, of course, in the summer. So we'll do this late spring, early summer, and we'll do softwood cuttings. So the idea really here is to tell you that you can grow 2,000 plants per year, and the time investment, at least in the rooting part, it's just not a lot of time. You could really be doing 10,000 plants in a year. If you're doing it part-time, after work, weekends, you devote a couple weekends in the winter, a couple weekends in the late spring or early summer, and you're growing 2,000 plants. So thanks for watching. We've got more videos to come this year. We're going to go back into our big nursery and explain to you some of the things that are going on there. We've done some expansion, had some issues this year, and we've addressed them, and we'll show you what we've been doing. So thanks for watching.